Three, two, one. What's the purpose of Nefarious Reels? Sand. Oh, and talking bad movies. Welcome back. I'm Cole.
And I'm Anakin. It's all about the sand. It's rough, coarse, and it gets everywhere.
And I have the high ground.
You do. You
Yep.
underestimate my power.
Don't try it.
Hooah! Ah!
Ugh.
You were the chosen one. Bring balance
That's my
to the
line.
That's all right. The movie. Right, we're a bad movie podcast. We talk about movies,
Yeah.
and we did two of them.
Specifically bad ones. And we're going with mine
You
because
first.
I did the retro this time around after our little detour with the
Our
quote unquote trilogy.
1 year anniversary trilogy, baby.
Yep. Yeah, so now we're going to be talking about a trauma masterpiece called Surf Nazis Must Die
Nice.
from 1987. And the whole premise is that it's like some post apocalyptic future where I'm guessing it's like the coast of California, I think?
Probably.
Probably. With all the sand, the beaches, and the surfer bros just going like, "Yeah, grody, dude." But yeah, there is these bunch of surf Nazis and a couple other gangs. There's like a samurai gang. There's
A biker gang.
another yeah, like a biker gang. There's
There's
like another
a
surfer gang
skateboarding
that I forgot
gang.
what they're called. And uh the Nazis, I guess they killed this dude who I think was like an oil businessman.
He was a black guy.
Yeah, Leroy. And then his mama, Eleanor, my favorite character in the entire movie, she goes out for some good old revenge and kill those Nazis and Smoochie.
She eventually gets around to killing all those Nazis.
Yep. She does get around to it. It's just it takes a bit if you think about it.
They're like not
They
top
just
priority. They're like third on her like list of things to do today.
they like forgot how to structure things, it seemed, and they were just like, oh shit, we forgot this lady's in here now. This lady's in the movie, so when are we gonna put her up against these Nazis? Let's do like the last 10 minutes. Okay, that sounds good. And have that be like a super funny but underwhelming climax and ending.
You forgot to ask what my thoughts on the movie was.
Oh yeah, what are your thoughts though, by the way?
I was a little let down by it. I mean, the premise of the movie, really kind of oversells it. Hold on, I got like
Mm-hmm.
the box like nearby. Let me grab it.
You have the DVD. Okay, of course you do.
No, I don't have the DVD. I have the Blu-ray, idiot.
Oh, it's a blue. They
Yeah,
actually have a Blu-ray of that.
yeah,
I'm actually kind of shocked.
yeah. I got it off of Amazon. Here's the back.
Hmm.
It's in the wake of a killer earthquake, the beaches of California have been taken over
Yep.
by vicious neo-Nazi punks. You called it. It was California.
I
No
kind
one.
of figured because there's no one else that really surfs other than California. It seems
Yeah, we were the only
maybe
state.
Florida.
All the other states they're banned from surfing, except in California.
Yep.
Let's see. No one can halt the megalomaniac reign of Adolf and his stiletto-heeled, leather-clad Eva until they pick on the son of Eleanor Mama Washington. Now she's out for vengeance. In like the last 10 or 15 minutes or so. Because most of the
Yeah. When you
movie
hear
is
that,
just it's just like watching the Nazi party kind of
oh
just
shit!
a
It's
reference.
Wallace. Shared universe confirmed, and then Smoochie, is there somewhere too.
Yeah.
He's a neo-Nazi symbol
He's
at
he
this point.
Smoochie is the easy in the East Coast branch of the surf
Oh,
Nazis.
okay.
But it's
Got it.
mainly
Got it.
just the
Got it.
surf Nazis just kind of, I don't know, politicizing or using their political power to sway the other gangs until eventually they like start killing them all because their surfboards get burnt
Mm-hmm.
up, which is naturally revealed to be Eleanor Mama
Mm,
Washington. You know, they should
yep.
have showed us watching her destroy the boards because she's like supposed to be like the key main figure of the story.
Yeah, who's like, fucking shit up, being like, I'm on some bloodthirsty revenge for the death of my son, and I'm gonna kill these Nazis, but not show it.
Yeah, real letdown.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of did. I mean, looking at your review again, I did kind of agree, especially with like how the ending was. It could have done like a Beware Children at Play kind of thing, but it just didn't. They just kind of were just like, oh, we got to scramble to the end. Oh no. Okay, this is the ending. All right, here you go.
It probably wouldn't bother me so much, but all the kills of all the surf Nazis are just real letdowns. Two of them die just from a grenade blast, one off screen, and one
Yep.
just falls
One gets
over and dies from his
decapitated.
wounds. Yeah, the girl Eva gets decapitated
Yep.
by the boat, and that was probably like the biggest highlight. And then
Yeah.
Adolf just gets shot. I don't think his head
Through the
explodes.
mouth.
He just gets shot in the mouth.
Yeah, like the gun goes like into his mouth and then just like brains blown out in the back.
Yeah, I mean the gun and mouth in Beware Children at Play was better.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because he actually got actual head explosion and
Yeah, you got all that good stuff. A real step down because most of this movie really is just the surf Nazis just showing off their power and being like, "We're the surf Nazis, and you're gonna do what we say forever." I
yeah.
did like the switchboard though. That was funny.
Oh yeah, the switchboard, that was very creative.
Yeah, one of the guys just makes a switchblade, but instead it shoots out of the board, and then we get to see them using it in combat, and it looks really fucking stupid.
I mean, you could at least give them some points for effort, like they tried. Being like, he's a little confused, but he's got the spirit.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Brutus, I think that's his name. I mean, he had the only like real effective weapon. He had the spear gun,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that shit got work done. And that's another minus against Eleanor is that she didn't even kill all the Nazis. Brutus gets killed off by like one of the other gangs right before she shows up.
Yeah.
And another missed opportunity. He gets acid thrown in his face, and you can't do like a gory face melting makeup or something. It was like right there, the opportunity, and they didn't do it.
I think that's what you should be calling this, the movie of missed opportunities.
Yeah, I mean,
At
it's
this
not
point.
like god awful or anything. It's still kind of
Mhm.
like goofy to kind of like watch everything, unfurl.
Yeah, it's
Unfurl?
goofy and
Is that the word I want to use? I'm using unfurl. Unravel.
unfurl.
I think
Yeah.
it's unravel.
Yeah,
Unfold.
but I feel like they could have done so much more though with this concept. Like it could have done so much more and be even more over the top. But nope.
It's a real judging a book by its cover because the title sucks you in, right? Surf Nazis Must Die. And now that's like a really good title. I mean, maybe they should change it. Maybe they should Surf Nazis Might Die, and then you gotta see it because you gotta see if it actually happens.
True.
Like, I'm trying to really rack my brain, but really the main part I remember is like the last 10, 15, 20 minutes, because that's when all the fighting is like shoved off right all the way at the end.
Yeah, you get like everything at the end. Like you get like the surf Nazis fighting the samurai surfers, and then the other surfer gang group that was working with the
Yeah, the
samurai.
samurai. Then they beat up like the I don't know, the dancer sized dudes.
Yeah, like the greasers. I don't know. They're not greasers really, but
It made me think of with all those different gangs. It made me think of like the Warriors, a movie I haven't seen, but I know the premise about because you got all those like different gangs and Adolf like gets them all together. And that's it. That's all we gotta say about Surf Nazis,
That's
everybody.
the movie.
That's the end of the movie. Now we got.
I don't know. Let's get back to Eleanor though, because she to me was like the highlight that kept me from rating this movie from like a 2 out of 10 to a 3.
Yeah,
Because
she's a
I
lot
thought
of
she
fun.
was hilarious.
Yeah, she's
Like
always
that
a
one
blast.
nurse is like, she's like, the nurse just goes, "Yeah, no gambling in the nursing home, Mrs. Washington."
And she's
then
like-
she's like got her card straight up. She's like smoking a cigar,
She's like,
not a
fuck
cigar, a
that.
cigarette. She's like, "Fuck that bitch. I'm gonna do whatever I want."
Or when he's like, we gotta put Valium in her
Blackjack.
coffee and we gotta put drugs in her eggs. He's like, she doesn't eat our cooking. She doesn't drink our coffee. She doesn't even like the view from her window. And she's like outside cutting down a fucking tree. Eleanor's a real girl boss. I mean, she's
She
not.
is. She slays in
I
this.
mean, she's not good as good as like Sheba Baby or like Black Coffee, which was like what I was hoping for.
True. But this one kills not. But she kills Nazis.
She
So.
kills Nazis. It just takes a really long time. Well, she kills most Nazis. She doesn't kill Smeg.
hmm Yeah, not Smeg
I
or
thought
Smoochie.
I thought she would. Well, Smooch is not in the movie. This is like that's deleted scenes. We can't. That doesn't
Yeah.
count
Oh,
as a
that's
deleted
deleted
scene.
scenes. Okay, I must have been watching like a director's cut then.
Yeah, I must have been watching. Yeah, a director's cut. You're watching the Eleanor cut.
The Eleanor cut, where she's in the movie for like an extra 40%,
The
and
Eleanor cut
actually
is
goes
literally
on a
just her just
rampage.
killing like a ton of people just throughout the whole movie.
Yep. It's also just like clips of Eleanor just playing like World War II games against
She's
Nazis.
playing Call of Duty World at War.
Yeah, she's playing World at War and Recruit.
No, she's playing on Veteran because she's a real girl boss.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. No, she played on Recruit first for the just like the story experience, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, that was way too easy. Let me go on Veteran. It's still too easy."
Yep. Then she's like, I guess I gotta kill Nazis in real life for a real challenge. But yeah, but for the most part, Eleanor has like no beef with them until they kill her son Leroy, as you mentioned, who
Who
is only trying to do the right thing.
he was just trying to bring back a stolen purse from a neo-Nazi punk ass kid
And then but then
who's getting groomed into the not Nazi agenda.
yeah, but then Adolf showed up with his group, and then and this is the moment I realized that Adolf and his group were like really the bad guys because they started saying the N
Really?
word. That's right. They started calling Leroy a noob, and
They
that's when I
called
was
him a
like, oh my
noob. God
god,
damn it.
Adolf is actually the villain, is actually our antagonist. What?
What?
I can't believe it. We spent so much time with them. You think they're the good guys?
Did you also love that like Adolf didn't have like his stash? He had the just like a regular mustache. He didn't have like the Charlie Chaplin Hitler stash.
Yeah, that was kind of. I didn't
That
think
was a
about
little
it.
weird.
I just thought he had a goofy mustache. I didn't think
Yeah,
of it
no,
like
just
that.
a regular mustache. Not even the one that made him famous.
They also fucked up the Nazi flag because they have. I think they have it the wrong angle. I think it's like diamond. Like they had it set like in like the
Mm-hmm.
square shape. I think it's one of like a diamond.
Oh, oh, so you're a
That
World
threw
War
me off.
II flag expert?
No, I'm pro Nazi, and I hate when my side gets misrepresented. Okay, in media, we're gonna cut that joke out,
Um,
or nah, it's gonna stay
yeah.
in. Nah, it's gonna get
Y-
taken out of context, used against me when we get to 1 million subscribers.
yeah, you're gonna. This is gonna be like
I
a
need to
very.
preface it. That was a joke, everybody. That was a
I was about to say
joke.
you gotta put like the satire. You gotta put like
No,
satire in
guys,
front
I'm
of that
not
the YMS
saying
does.
Nazi party. I'm saying the Nazi party, like in Tusk. That's what I'm
Yeah,
referring
like in
to.
Tusk, starring our favorite podcaster Wallace, whatever the fuck his last name was.
Wallace Hitler.
Yes, yep. I thought it was Wallace Walrus Man.
No, that's his first name. It's Walrus. It just sounds similar to
Oh,
Walrus. His real name is Walrus Hitler.
it's Walrus. Oh,
Deep lore cut.
man, those movies can't be coming out any sooner.
Yeah. What else is there to say about surf Nazis? I wish I had more to say, because it really is just the surf Nazis do things and they bicker and argue, and then
Mm-hmm.
Eleanor learns about her son being killed by Smeg, the new guy, as he's bragging to some babes about it. Then she beats him up, and then it's implied she destroys the boards when it first happens. They're like, it must have been the other gang. We're closing off the beach, and it's all ours now.
It's our territory. That would have worked a lot better if they were pirates.
Yeah. Pirate
Unfortunately, not
Nazis must die.
pirate Nazis.
But then again, we would not get the switchboard, though, if they were pirates.
Yeah, we wouldn't.
So, you gotta take what you can. I mean, you do. I feel like I do. I keep going back to Eleanor how Wilson. I feel like you really do get tricked because at one point, I think like halfway through the movie, she goes to a pawn shop to buy a gun, and
Yep.
she's like, "I will give you anything you want." That's what he sounds like in the movie. Audience, by the way, I'm not trying to be racist here. I have to cover all my bases because I just said I'm part of the Nazi party, so I need to cover all my bases here. But he's like, I will give you anything you want. I will give you free clip. I will give you grenades. And you think, okay, it's gonna be starting soon. Eleanor's about to start her revenge trip. She's not. I always think, oh, she's not just gonna kill the not surf Nazis. She's gonna kill all the gangs and bring order back to California. But
And then she'll shoot the earthquake.
yeah, and then she'll kill the earthquake. And once she successfully does that, everything will just rebuild itself.
Boom. World peace restored.
World
She
peace.
killed the
She did.
Nazis and ended earthquakes. No other weather disasters are gonna be a problem
California
anymore.
is safe once more.
Yep.
But that's not what happens. It's just she destroys the boards, which she says at the end of the conflict.
Yep.
And then the Nazis are just like, it's the other gangs. And then they kill all the other gangs. And then Eleanor just kills the rest of them. Or most of them. Because Speg doesn't get
Most
killed
of
and
them,
Brutus
yeah.
gets acid in his face earlier.
I was also honestly hoping that, like, in the pawn shop when she gets the gun, and when the guy was like, "I'll get you ammo too, ma'am," I was like, "Is she gonna like shoot the pawn shop owner like how Arnold did in the Terminator when he got like the guns? He's just like, "Thank you."
That's what I was thinking as well, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Damn, Ripperoni.
Ripperoni.
No,
Sucked.
Ripperoni. He didn't die. So, Liveroni, I guess.
Uh, anti-Ripperoni.
Liferoni.
Life Day.
Survivoroni.
Judd.
Good. I know. What else do you have to say about like serve Nazis list? I'm really struggling here.
I know, I am too. Like, even when writing down notes, I was like, shit, there is not a lot going on. It's almost just like, there's surfing, there's Nazis,
They
there's other
fight
people,
occasionally.
they fight at times. Sometimes they have meetings.
I think the problem is there needed to be more death in this movie. Like all the death and dying is
Yeah.
all shoved at like the last 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, they did yeah, I really thought like the level of like violence and gore would have been like weirdly over the top. But yeah, it just wasn't. There wasn't that much happening. You just, yeah, like we said, we just have like almost 15 minutes of a movie and then it's just like recycled kind of over and over
There's a lot
until
of
they're like,
talking.
all right, we got feature length.
A lot of talking. And granted, I don't think it's bad talking. I can't say I was bored. I just didn't really get what I wanted out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And in a sense, you can argue you shouldn't dock a movie for that. But then I'd argue then they shouldn't try to sell the movie like that because the letterbox sells that
True.
Eleanor is going to go on a massive revenge rampage. The Blu-ray that I bought itself promises that, but it's not that till the end of the movie. They're pretty much almost right at the end of the movie.
Yeah, agreed. And even when you're talking about like all the talking and how that might also kind of deter the movie, I'm like, I would also disagree because I mean, obviously, these are totally different movies, but like when you watch a movie like, I don't know, The Social Network or even Oppenheimer that just came out, that has like a lot of talking and dialogue to it, it actually, if you have good writers and good direction, you can make the dialogue heavy scenes very interesting in ways.
Yeah, they're still a
You
little
can
funny.
actually show charisma and all that.
I still got some fun because they're all goofy in general. I like the costumes. I think the costuming's really great. It's really entertaining. It helps elevate scenes definitely to make them more kind of goofy. Bruce
Yeah,
is
it's not
kind
like
of
the
fun because
worst
he's
thing
like.
I've seen, but it's just kind of like, bleh.
I think the best character might be other than Eleanor naturally is I think Brutus because he just does weird stuff. Like when they go to the bar, he just starts petting like a random guy on the ground as they're leaving.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was a little.
That was weird, but a little goofy. The scenes with Smeg and his mom are fun. Because he's like, I thought we were done with all this Nazi crap. He's like, Mom, could I have a few bucks before I go?
Yeah, Mom, you don't. It's not a phase, Mom. God,
Oh my god,
this is
Mom.
me. Oh,
Oh my gosh. Ugh.
oh.
Ugh. But that's really it for me for Surf Nazis
Yeah.
Must Die. I wish. But I'm like really struggling. The film doesn't have a lot that happens in it, despite its premise.
No.
Tries to make you think.
Yeah, there's just, it's nothing.
The sequel will be called Surf Nazis Will Die, and there'll be even more murder, but spread throughout the movie like we want.
Yeah, something like that maybe.
Yeah, but oh, an interesting thing I should note that on the Blu-ray there's an intro with Lloyd Kaufman, who's like a producer of the movie.
Charlie Coffin's brother.
Yeah, but
We'll just go with that.
I don't know. But in his thing, he was just like, we got a fat black grandma before the Me Too movement is starring in this movie. And I was like, what?
What?
I mean, I
Wait, he
think
said that?
he says that in like an intro for the movie before it starts.
Does he realize the movie came out in the 80s?
I think that's the point. I think he meant like, oh, we got like a big black lady in our movie before it was cool, kind of. I think that's the implication.
Maybe. It just sounds very weird, even any
Yeah,
way you describe it.
well, yeah, it was really weird. I guess you're just gonna have to buy the Blu-ray and find out yourself.
I
Because
guess.
he says a lot of stuff in that intro. I don't know. Is that it? I guess that's it for Surf Nazis.
Yeah,
Speaking
the
of,
surf Nazis died.
yep, as promised. Yeah, in the end, the promise did promise us that the Surf Nazis must die, and they did. So
And
I
they
guess this is
died.
actually a perfect movie. Actually, 10
Yeah,
out of 10.
yeah, maybe it is actually a good movie, guys.
Yep. But yeah, that's it. I think for Surf Nazis Must Die, which we struggled to talk about. But speaking of struggling to talk about a movie, let's talk about my movie next. Did you go with that?
Sure.
I had the modern pick, and I recommended a random movie called Bigfoot's Bride from 2020, and it's about this guy who's wearing some couple fur coats, walking around the forest.
Named Fred.
Yeah, named Fred, as it says on his mechanic's vest thing. And he sees a hot girl, and then he kills some things, and then he like, yeah, that's the end of movie. I just described the whole movie pretty much. But Cole, what you think of Bigfoot's Bride?
I don't know where to start. It was so boring. I mean, okay, after watching it, was that 2 nights ago? Yeah, 2 nights ago. I think Curse of Bigfoot was a little better somehow.
I'm on the
I was
fence.
confused what the story was. Like, I felt like at least there was a story going on with Curse of Bigfoot. This was just like they're in the woods, walking. Bigfoot.
I will
Fred,
say this: this is the
walking.
worst Bigfoot iteration we've seen so far.
Yeah.
And at least design wise.
Oh yeah.
Like, come on, you couldn't just buy like a gorilla costume and like then buy like a Sasquatch mask.
Yeah.
Like, all they do, they put some like fur, like a couple fur coats over the guy, and they put on some, not even like a good look. It's not even like a Bigfoot mask. It's like a gross like old man, like gross old man from asylum in a crazy asylum mask, like that you buy at a Spirit Halloween. And then he's just like walking around, and he kills some guys. Like, he finds like a hot woman that I guess he's like attracted to, and I'm so disappointed because I remember I bought this for $5, a DVD for $5, and it sounded kind of interesting. I thought, oh, Bigfoot. I was thinking, these films share a similar theme of like what you expected the movie was going to be. It ended up not being what it was at all, really. Because this film, in my mind, I was thinking, oh, a bunch of campers are going to show up, and Bigfoot's going to fall in love with, like, one of the female campers, and he kills all the other campers to make sure that he can get the girl. But that's not it at all. Because the girl's by herself, because she broke up with her husband.
Husband or boyfriend? We don't know.
I think it's husband, because she had a wedding ring, which he threw.
Oh. I thought it was like an engagement ring.
That might be it, too. I mean, either or, I guess. Who cares?
Yeah, something like that.
But Bigfoot falls in love with her, and she's like a sad girl. And then Bigfoot just kills some people, unrelated, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no.
That was like it.
Oh, I hated the fucking filter they had. The like old grainy, like shitty grainy film
Yeah,
effect
what
thing.
was up with that?
I
Like they changed that filter like a couple times here and there.
I think the whole point
Like
was just like, this is like a dark, scary movie we've uncovered from the earth, and
yeah,
it's like because they have that opening warning, which is like really weird and like adds nothing to the
yeah, that
movie.
was weird. And yeah, and the movie like seems like it's supposed to be some kind of 80s movie because that's what like the graininess and the filter on the camera and just like the quality reminded me of. It looked like they were trying to make it as some, one of those, this is a lost footage movie that came back into the media, and here's what happened. You won't believe number 6.
What if this is a door? What if this is actually an R-rated doorman video? It's just like you see, you shouldn't judge people by appearances.
No, that seems like one of those other like rip-off one. That seems like one of the other like just copycat life lesson Darmans. I don't think he would go that far.
Maybe
There's
the
a couple of
lesson
these
is to
other
not go
channels
camping by
that do.
yourself. You see, if you
Ooh.
have premarital problems, maybe try talking it out with your husband. Maybe you can come to an understanding. Because if you go off alone into the forest by yourself, you might get murdered by Bigfoot. You'll be
Or
captured by
this guy named Fred.
this guy named Fred who thinks he's Bigfoot.
But he's never shaved anywhere at all.
Except his
He
head.
just let the hair grow. Yeah, except his head. And he also never brushed his teeth. He never took a shower. He never ever had another change of clothes. He just has his like plumber uniform that just kind of outgrew him as he also did some weirdo kind of Powerpuff Girls type science experiment where Professor Utonium put in too much of something, and then he turned into this hairy beast, and now
Well,
he's
he
out
didn't turn into a hairy
in
beast. He
someone's
just
backyard.
his face just got deformed, and he goes, "Well, I guess I'm Bigfoot now." Put on
Yep.
some fur coats, and then went on with, "Oh yeah, and I guess he grew Bigfoot hands and Bigfoot feet."
Yeah, and then he's now in someone's backyard that they probably filmed it in.
I mean, the biggest visceral reaction, and this might just be me because I don't experience it. I don't know if you have. Is when the guy was like gutting the fish, and I was like,
Mm.
"Oh man, what are you doing? You don't need to do it." And it doesn't really add anything. It's just like there for like the
No,
sake of shock.
it was just like, okay, let's just show a guy gutting a fish with
And
all the
like
blood
chopping
spewing out.
off its head, all the guts getting spilled out. It's like, what are you doing? And I guess like
and
if he
I'm
got
going,
and he doesn't get attacked, that's like such a prime thing. Oh, the
yeah,
guy
that was
has like
weird.
what you do is like he's like gutting the fish, and then Bigfoot attacks, and then he tries to kill him with a knife, and then Bigfoot grabs him and uses his other hand to claw out his guts, and then he guts him out. And then that's what you do.
Yeah.
But instead, it's just a scene to be like, oh, the heads that the guy threw into water, well, Bigfoot took them because he eats them. And it's like, I don't,
Yeah,
who
but
cares?
yeah, I know.
Like,
I'm
I can just imply that Bigfoot eats animals, like, whoop-de-doo.
yeah, I would figure Bigfoot eats fish or something. Yeah, I did not really. Yeah, I didn't really like the fish heads getting cut off and being gutted. I was going, maybe vegetarianism's not a bad option.
I'm still gonna eat fish. I'm just not. Well, I mean, this one doesn't really add anything. Like I guess it wouldn't bother me so much if it actually led to something, but it doesn't lead to something.
True.
It's just there because they're like, oh, guys, let's gut a fish. So that would be like really like freaky, right?
Yeah, that would be messed up.
I
And
mean,
even now, think about Bigfoot too. I love the POV where it looks like he's got night vision on, like predator vision.
he's got the
and
monster vision.
yeah, this weird, and it's this like weird purple, pink, green, blue
Like
combination of
this
just
purple, yellow, orange. It's like a
yeah,
like infrared, I think, or
Yeah, it's like-
infrared.
yeah, it's basically infrared, and you just kind of see that perspective, and you're just kind of confused because then you're just going, why? Because then you get, I mean, I know that was the POV, and then sometimes you get him just creeping around other trees and all that, looking for people to kill, but it's just why? Just why did you have to do that? It didn't know. Just stop. It doesn't make sense. Stop it, movie. What does any of this have to do with this? How are we going from point A to point B?
There is no
Help
point A
me.
to point B. Point A is Bigfoot, and overall Bigfoot probably has no purpose because he kills the woman that he's in love with, only for some hunter guy that showed up a bit early in the movie to find a different place that apparently Bigfoot lives, and there's two females there
Hmm.
that he's already banging, apparently. So, like, what was
Yeah,
the point of this love interest? Like, was this supposed to be like a big twist?
I
Wouldn't it
don't
be more
know.
effective if he didn't kill the other girl, the original girl we met? Wouldn't it make more sense if she dragged her out to the spot? Like,
Yeah, I
I'm a,
was thinking.
he killed the girl, right? Like, I'm not misremembering that because I feel like
Oh, I feel like he did.
I'm pretty
No, no,
sure.
no, no. He got like scraped up, but then that guy accidentally shot her. That old guy.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah,
I
with the
know he
shotgun
goes to
because
the
he
other
saw Bigfoot,
place.
and then yeah,
So he
that's what
kills
happened.
that girl, and then he goes to find Bigfoot because he runs off, and he goes to the other place,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where he finds the two other women, and one of them's
It's like,
pregnant.
yeah. I mean, this. I mean, it felt like the director just took something out right out of Pink Flamingos.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, don't save me, save her. She's pregnant." It's like, well, you're so lackadaisical about being like rescued from like a bond from Fred.
Yeah, from Fred Bigfoot.
But yeah, the old man dies, the other woman dies, and the one that's pregnant gives birth to Bigfoot. But they don't even commit to that. They just cut it because I guess, oh, that's
The
so
hand,
gruesome.
the hand breaks out like a chest burst or an alien.
And then it just cuts. It's like, show us the whole
Yeah, I
baby
mean,
Bigfoot.
yeah.
Like,
Show me your recreation of one of the most iconic scenes from Ridley Scott's Alien that everyone knows, with a chest bursting Sasquatch. But they had a budget of like
$20,
a penny, probably five.
5 pennies.
Five. Oh, maybe I was thinking also 2 pennies.
They had only a budget of 5 pennies, and they accidentally dropped 3 of them into the river.
Yeah, they dropped 3 in the river with those fish heads, and that's why they couldn't really show the Sasquatch bursting out. Which is why I will say I respect the Thanksgiving director because he does show. I mean, totally different again, but he totally committed to the turkey bursting out of that one guy's chest in Thanksgiving,
Gobble
even
gobble,
with the
motherfucker.
terrible puns. Yeah, that's what I call foul play.
There's no
Yeah.
such thing as killer turkey. Oh wait, I
I
lied.
lied. Do I smell sequel?
Hurrah! What'd you think of the 2D blood splats that shot out?
I absolutely hated it.
You hated it. Yeah, it was pretty lazy.
Yep. It was super lazy. I mean, I know they only had 5 pennies to work with. Sorry, 2 pennies because they dropped 3 of them. But come on, if you're gonna show me blood and guts in a low budget, you could at least, get, I don't know, maybe like ketchup or Kool-Aid or something to make
Get
it
gross
still a
with
little
it.
more.
Come on, give us something. We want
Yeah,
to
it's
enjoy
just
this
that-
movie.
Yeah, it's just that meme of the guy pointing the stick, like, "Come on, do something." That's us watching Bigfoot's Bride. We're just like, "Come on, do something."
I mean, what else is that? Like, this is like, we had even less to say about this film because there really is truly nothing that happens in this movie. Minus
No.
Bigfoot killing people. But most of it's pretty clean or pretty tame, with the exception of like
Yeah.
one where he drags a guy with his intestines. But even that wasn't barely
I kind of
much.
did like, but yeah, again, just one of those things where even with the 2D blood squibs, fully commit to it. Damn it, show me some just goofy, terrible 1 cent budget of your special effects for blood and gore, but you messed that up for me. Thanks a lot. Whatever this guy's name was again.
Fred or Frank.
No, I'm not the director.
Okay, hold on. I got the DVD you're nearby me too. A DVD
Eric
which I also
Wolford.
sent you, and I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry that has to
Yeah.
be on your shelf forever now.
Do I burn it?
Nah, just keep it as a reminder.
Should I just sell it at a garage sale and just tell them it's like the most dank, scary
Okay,
movie
here it
ever?
is. It's written and directed by Eric Wolford.
Wolford, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's your DVD. You can do whatever you want with it. But I did spend it with my money though. So
Yeah, I'll sell it at a pawn shop for like $50,
yeah, sell it for like $11 and just send it all to me.
and then I'll send you the money back as a profit.
Yeah, a net gain.
Mogul moves.
It's so this has less plot than like Chihuahua the movie, and
I
that
know.
film had really next to no plot past Yeah, you gotta be a therapy dog because
Because you gotta
yeah,
learn to be a better person.
I don't know. Let's see. We haven't even been recording for 40 minutes yet.
I
Okay,
know.
well now we've been recording for 39 minutes. We gotta stretch this out at least like one more minute so we can say we can be talking for 40 minutes, even when it's gonna be all edited down later.
I know. I mean, I know we aren't like, obviously giving out our rankings right away, but like I'm just like I'm obviously doing this on my phone.
On
Sorry,
your
on my
fucking
fucking
phone,
phone.
get real.
But I'm literally like changing the spot of where I want to put Bigfoot's Bride because I just did not stand it so much. I'll figure it out soon, but it's not like the worst thing I think we've ever seen on here, but
But
it's not even like fun though.
it's just boring, bland, and
It's
kind of
just
miserable.
boring. Like unlike, movies like Soul Man and That's My Boy that I also gave a 1 out of 10 to those. Those at least gave me like, some kind of rageful visceral
They gave
reaction to
you
the
a
movies.
feeling.
Yeah, it gave me something. Same with like Megan is Missing, and I think that was just more of like the internet hoopla about how, oh, it's a scary movie because of these two scenes in there.
Because it's
You
the
know,
internet.
yeah, and the internet, and this is how teenagers talk because it's written by a middle-aged dude.
I guess if there's one good thing about this movie, it's that it makes me think a little higher of Curse of Bigfoot.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that it ended.
Oh yeah, that was also pretty good too. Oh well, you probably missed the did you miss the post credit scene? I bet.
Oh no, I did have it playing
Oh yeah,
while I was like scrolling through my phone after, just
yeah we
putting my writing my well thought out review of this movie.
yeah you got to see where Bigfoot Fred walks through the portal, and then he peers out in the suburban Sasquatch universe, and he goes like, "I'm forming a team, and I want you a part of it." Because Bigfoot talks in this movie, at least in his mind, he does.
Yeah, it and it's this robotic voice that is talking because there's that one scene where he's trying to spear the fish with a stick, but it wasn't a pointy
He's like,
stick, and
"Die,
you just hear die, die,
die,
die.
die."
It was so.
Arr, arr, die. But yeah, I'm guessing what's gonna happen is that Fred from Bigfoot's Bride is forming his own Sasquatch team.
His Sasquatch team. He doesn't know how this portal all happened. It had something to do with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And not even like a good Spider-Man. It's like that one from like that Japanese '70s show.
I don't know. I'd probably rather watch that instead than Bigfoot's Bride again.
Honestly, yeah, I would too. Honestly, I would watch Megan is Missing more than this.
Wow.
I know.
I mean, you hated that movie, so that's like
Yeah, I know.
wowie
That's
zowie.
uh-huh. I know, very shocking.
But yeah, I got nothing left to say about Bigfoot's Bride. Oh, wait,
Other than
there's
it
one last
sucked.
thing. Is I
Oh, you got
laughed
one more
at the
thing.
opening
Cool.
credits with the title like swung in, and I thought that was goofy and looked dumb. Okay,
Okay.
that's all I had left to say. Well,
These were the I think this was the least amount we've talked about these two movies since like the first episode.
we'll see. We'll see. It's definitely very light. Hopefully, we'll breach an hour.
Hopefully.
Because if not, it'll be the first episode since the first episode that we go under an hour. We've cut it
That
close
yeah.
a couple times before, but I think this one might actually be cutting it like super super close. But I guess got nothing left to say. We should you should lead us to the next part because you're the host, the ghost host.
I am the host. You're goddamn right. Yeah, so I think we all know the answer to this, but what's the better movie?
Oh yeah, well clearly it's Bigfoot's Bride because
Oh,
Bigfoot
obviously.
killed eight fish heads. But what was there to love? But no, seriously, it's Surf Nazis Must Die. Like that's like
Yeah, Surf Nazis Must Die.
yeah,
Definitely.
not as fun as I would have liked it to be, but
I
it was still
know.
pretty solid.
It could have been so much better, but fucking Eleanor Mama Washington, Soleil Queen,
Real girl boss, that one.
the OG girl boss.
Yeah. But oh yeah, and you said so. That's you. You did it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to pick up my recommendation game because I've been just dropping shitters just over and over.
I know it seemed like I was in a slump at first. I mean, I was pretty good at like the start, and then I kind of like slump in the middle, and now I think I picked it back up a bit. So, that hill's gonna, go in a downturn sooner than later.
Well, I
Yeah.
wish you luck. Well, wish me luck.
All right. By the way, I'm shaking your hand.
Oh,
Just
sure,
like
I
air,
am
air
too.
hand.
I will as well. There we go. Good job.
There we go. Gentleman handshake.
Yep, very nice.
Very nice.
But with that picked out of the way, we kind of move on to questions.
Yep.
Remember to ask them, or else we can't answer them, and that makes me
And
sad.
then we have to come up with questions on the wing.
Yep.
Just, we have to pick them out of our asses.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But let us start with our first one, which is naturally from our boy, Mattias. Whoop, whoop.
Our biggest dealer.
Yep. Which is, what's a genre that you're simply not into?
Rom-coms.
Rom-coms? The Kissing Booth just ruined it for you, huh?
Yeah. The Kissing Booth it took me over the edge. I wasn't ever big on them before, but that just was like, damn it.
That was the
But
deal
then
breaker.
again, I did see Rye Lane though, and that kind of regained my hope in the genre, but I'm still just like, it's like 1 out of 10. It's like those 1 out of 10 movies that you pick out that you're just like, oh, here's an actually really good one. And then you just find 9 others that are either just like mediocre, mid, or just shit. And then you're just like, ugh. Yeah.
For me, I think the genre I'm not is documentary because, it's always a very specific thing they're talking about. And I feel like if you're not interested in that topic, you're not really going to get a lot out of it.
I could see that. Yeah, and especially just how like the information is handled too.
Yeah, because sometimes there's like a clear bias.
Some of them are super biased. I mean, I could go on like
I don't mind if a film is
about...
biased, but I think if it like affects like what you're trying to do overall, like Dear Zachary, that's like a pretty biased movie, but that's like kind of the point of the movie. It's that it's very biased, and that's what makes it really interesting.
Yeah. But then you get like bias that's like, like the very political leaning ones where it's trying to appease their audience, but not being neutral in any sense or form. I mean, I could literally go on like a 30-minute rant of Matt Walsh's What is a Woman and just how blatantly, transphobic it obviously is.
You gotta save that for when you recommend it in the future.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen.
Oh, then you gotta save that rant for when I recommend it in the future.
Oh yeah, yes. Yo, you'll be ready for that.
Yeah, when I do my Matt Walsh trilogy.
I would actually do research for that.
I recommend
the Daily Wire trilogy.
Yeah, Daily Wire trilogy.
You get like Run, Hide, Fight, that one with Gina Carano, and then Matt Walsh's What is a Woman?
Yep, iconic.
Because, these are the movies the liberal media doesn't want you to see. Not because they're shit, but because they show extremist views that no one likes. And we're crazy.
Are there any other genres you're not really too interested in?
I'm trying to think of like, I mean, I think we can include like subgenres too.
I don't know if there's really is a subgenre I'm not interested in.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at genres again, see what kind of... I don't know, usually I like all the other ones. I usually like most other genres, usually.
I guess in a sense of a bad movie kind of genre way, I would definitely say comedy. Because 99% of bad comedies are just miserable to sit through. Because comedies are supposed to make you laugh, right?
Yep, and these ones usually make you want to like get a bathtub full of water and then get a toaster ready. And you're just sitting there just going, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But I had to sit through That's My Boy for the 50th time.
Why are you watching That's My Boy 50 times? You only had to watch it once.
Cole,
are you secretly a That's My Boy fan?
No. I'm doing a hypothetical.
I'm seeing if watching That's My Boy 50 times make you want to kill yourself. And it does.
It does. Honestly, I don't think I'm ever gonna watch that again though.
Sure, sure you're not, Cole. Wink,
Wink, wink,
wink.
nudge, nudge,
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
poke, poke.
Yeah, poke, poke, suck, suck.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna give
okay.
you a hickey. What are you gonna do about it, Cole?
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
No, I can't. Oh, another one I just thought of too. That for bad movies specifically. Um, Sometimes it depends on the movie though. Horror, like there's definitely some good, funny, bad horror, like Wish Upon or like The Happening. But
Right?
then you get movies like The Bye Bye Man that are just so like you can definitely trash on some of these movies if they're terrible writing with the characters and how all these illogical decisions are just so just it makes you question everything, but you can still laugh at it. Stuff like The Bye Bye Man just makes you go, okay, what were these people thinking
That's really
when
weird.
writing this? And why do this? And then why is everyone actually like legitimately stupid?
That's really
Like, not
weird
even the
because
funny stupid.
that's because actually, when I watch bad movies, I usually prefer horror movies, bad horror movies. I think those are the ones that are like the most interesting when it comes to what they do with their cheapo badness.
There's like the select few that I'm definitely very fond of, but then it's like a half and half kind of for me. Where yeah, there's that one half that's pretty goofy, cheap, bad, but then you get like the just bad, and you're just going why? Or
Fair
you
enough, but
just
I
get
feel
those
like you can just
movies that not even a genre, but like those movies that like take themselves way too seriously
like fair
that
enough,
try
but
to
I
act
feel
like
like that you can get that from just any genre, not just specifically
yeah,
horror.
that's true.
Any other genres?
Nothing specifically, no.
All right, then we'll move on to our last question, unless a friend comes out of nowhere with a metal chair and knocks it right into us. But this one is from Robert, which is favorite and least favorite Christopher Nolan film.
I'd have to go through the filmography again just to see
Okay.
my ratings again,
I have only
but I
seen
already have a favorite though.
Okay, I've only seen two Christopher Nolan films. So this works out good for me. So you can go first. You can start with your favorite. I bet it's Batman. I bet it's Batman 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Nice. Batman 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, so what was I right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nice. Called it. Cause Joker is
You were on
literally
the dot.
you.
No, Joaquin's Joker's literally me.
But why can't both be literally you?
Because that's not how the rules work.
What he says society in Batman 2 Electric
Yeah,
Boogaloo.
he does say society.
So there we go. He's literally you. Is the issue is because you haven't blown up a hospital yet, and that's why you don't feel like you can live up to the expectation.
Yeah.
That's also a joke, people. Cole's not gonna blow up a hospital. I'm also
Yet.
not racist or a Nazi.
I'm kidding.
All these are jokes. This is all a joke.
just just like a big giant satire, just sign just blinking, just going satire.
I'm gonna have
just
to put
satire.
I'm gonna have to put satire like at the end of like the title of the episode. This
Yep.
is satire. Have like a warning like, oh, what we say here is all satire. Just like put like a whole edited like warning at like the start. The following program has like violence has viewer discretion is advised, like something like that.
Yep, one of those.
But yeah, why is Joker? I mean, Batman 2, Joker Boogaloo your favorite out of all the other Christopher Nolans you've seen?
I wasn't even gonna say that. I mean, I have my favorite Nolan, which is The Prestige.
Oh,
But
wait, so
it's been
you're just pulling my leg? You
yeah.
really did just pull a Joker on me. He
I
is
did pull a
literally
Joker on
you.
you. Ah, 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 ah. Now I'm just gonna get damaged tattooed on my forehead.
So you haven't done that already when we did the Suicide Squad episode?
No, I was waiting.
Oh, okay. You're waiting for this
Yeah.
question specifically.
It was just for this question, actually. I was waiting for this to pop up and just be like,
It's my
yes,
time.
this is my moment.
I
This
can't
is
wait
my
to
moment.
dunk on Ninja Jedi.
Yeah. But yeah, not even kidding. Like, The Prestige is probably. It's honestly, I haven't seen a lot of Christopher Nolan's in a while except for Oppenheimer. but I remember loving The Prestige. It's the one that I know most people wouldn't have as like a top three, maybe. I don't know, honestly, but because everyone seems to overrate, Christopher Nolan movies on like IMDb, especially.
Yeah.
But The Prestige has like that great just use of their leads of Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman, and just how the story kind of weaves and how you kind of have to pay attention, and how every plot point is so intricate. It's just, it makes it so interesting. And it's got some pretty good fucking visuals, especially because it's a movie about two magicians dueling each other. If you think about it, it's like an old Wild West duel of magicians trying to one up and flex on each other. It's basically a dick measuring contest with
Ah,
magicians.
I see.
I know, it's pretty fun.
All right, well, my favorite Nolan is one that I actually watched recently. It's called Following. I think it's his first movie actually, and it's just pretty much this film about this guy, and he's
Mm-hmm.
explaining a situation he's in. You pretty much get to see how
Yep.
he like basically he's this like loner guy, and he talks about how he follows people, and then at one point one of them confronts them,
Okay.
and he's a burglar, and he gets confronted by a guy, and he's a burglar, and it kind of leads him like down this like kind of like rabbit hole, and like things naturally go wrong as he's like following this guy, and it's like it's not amazing or anything, but it's like
Okay.
decent. Like the characters are good. There's a good soundtrack in it. Like I
Okay.
got invested in the story of our main character lead guy.
I have that watch listed actually.
Yeah. Like I saw
Following, you
this,
said?
yeah, Following, that's what it's called. I like it.
Okay.
It's good. A lot of people kind of just have it at like a 5. I have it at a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
I enjoy it
Yeah, I
though.
got it watch listed.
But yeah, but then again, maybe I just like it more cuz I just saw this recently.
Okay.
And by recently, I mean like I finished it like 5 minutes before we started recording, just so I actually had a second movie under my Christopher Nolan belt. So I didn't just say, "Well, this one's my favorite, and this one's also and it's also my least favorite because I've only seen one Christopher Nolan movie." So it worked out. Luckily I finished the movie right
Nice.
before we discussed, so I can talk about it. So I don't have to look like a
Nice.
fool who hasn't seen more than one Christopher Nolan movie.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. So now we can move on to least favorite Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah.
Which have you figured
That's a
out yours
little
yet?
tough because the lowest rated I have currently is Oppenheimer at a 6, but it's like I said, it's been like a couple years since I've seen some of these, and I definitely love to revisit them. But I think out of like entertainment, my least favorite right now is probably Interstellar, which I know is also among Nolan fans gonna make me like get killed or something.
You're gonna. This is what's gonna get us canceled. Nothing else. What you said. You
I
saying
know.
you don't like Interstellar.
Yeah, us like criticizing Christopher Nolan movies is what's gonna get us.
Well,
And
what
there's
makes you
gonna just
not
be
like it
pitchforks
as
and
much?
torches and
Why do you hate good movies,
it,
Cole?
uh come on. Good movies. I only watch masterpieces like Mad Buddies and
And Suburban Sasquatch.
Suburban Sasquatch, and um Barbie video game hero.
Yeah, classics.
Classics.
Barbie video game hero is better than Barbie the movie. Yeah, that's right. I said
Ooh.
that. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. But why? Yeah, why
I'll
don't
just
you?
leave it at there.
But yeah,
But yeah,
just say some things
Interstellar.
why what makes it your least favorite.
I I mean, this Interstellar was kind of honestly the most boring out of Nolan's, I think. It's just it kind of goes on. It's one of those other ones. I don't know if he's ever really made a movie post like following that was specifically like under 2 hours, or like after 2010, like after over that's under two and a half
Yeah,
hours.
the
Because it seems
following's
like from
really short.
Inception on, because like Interception on, his movies are always like 2 hours 20 minutes up to 3 hours now. But like Interstellar, I think just had, from what I remember, like it just had the most less interesting structure to a movie, and it's just I didn't really like where it was going most of the time, and even like the passage of time was kind of a little bleh. Even though I did enjoy Matthew McConaughey and his adventures, but it just didn't really connect with me. Even though I think a lot of his usual Nolanisms with like his cinematography, at points the sound design and the lighting is actually pretty good, and he's always going to usually get good performances. But yeah, it was just kind of one of those bleh.
Blech.
Yeah, kind of bleh. I have it like a 7, but it's still just kind of. I think Oppenheimer is more interesting with the story, but I didn't also like how a lot of the story elements, or particularly the Robert Downey Jr. storyline, was like so essential, it seemed, in Oppenheimer, is we didn't learn even too much about his character, but he was still pretty good in the movie, but he was just kind of, his story with just how he knew Oppenheimer and how he was trying to like kind of take him down was also just bleh. But
Right.
Oppenheimer as a character was more interesting, which is why I would put that over Interstellar for right now.
All right. Well, my least favorite Nolan is Tenet. It was also my first one, which is not a good one to start off with Christopher Nolan. I feel like Tenet
That's
feels
another one I
like
need
the
to rewatch
movie
too.
that people who hate Christopher Nolan films say his films are. I feel like.
Yeah, that's another one I need to rewatch. I remember seeing it before going up to school because they were doing, because it was obviously when COVID was around, but they were doing like, trying to open up the theaters a little more softly, and they had some little early before the release date screenings of Tenet out, and we were just like, okay, we'll go. And I was like, okay, the movie's good, but holy shit, it is confusing as fuck the more I think about it.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, reverse time, and then you can go forward in time. There's a machine that does that, and then there's like this whole battle where people are walking backwards and like certain things and this
Some
and
people
that.
are
And it's
walking
all fucking confusing.
forwards.
And then there's this like guy, and if he dies, the world explodes, and then
Yeah,
the world doesn't die,
it
end in
was
a
like,
whimper, but with a
what the?
bang. And then pimps don't
And
commit
then
suicide,
and then
and then all
Batman
that
shows
stuff.
up.
And then Batman shows up, and then
Yeah,
Edward
Batman
shows
shows up.
up, and then Edward makes out
Craven
with
the
the main
Hunt.
character.
Oh, and then Craven shows up. Craven the Hunter.
And then Morbius shows up, and then he
Yeah,
morbs.
yeah. Morbius shows up.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's kind of a clusterfuck the more I think about it. And now I'm
Basically,
like,
what I'm
damn it, I
saying
gotta
is, I
rewatch
would
this
have loved
now.
this film way more if Morbius was in it more, pretty much.
And I definitely know I'm gonna need subtitles because I remember that opening sequence being super loud.
Yeah.
That's all. That's like only I remember. It was like the opera house, and just you get the just loud music going with the drums and all that, and it was just, oh, what are we doing, Christopher?
Christopher, please, you have to stop. What if Christopher Nolan just has like really bad hearing? And he's like, louder, louder, make it louder. And then once he can actually hear, he's like, perfect. This is how loud it should be. And then he wins all the sound design awards at the Oscars. You still there?
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You were really quiet. I didn't know if my joke
Oh no,
was
I was
landing or
reading.
not.
I was reading something.
Okay, because that joke was really good, and I was getting really upset that you weren't like reacting to it.
Or that one episode. I just thought of another one. The episode of Band Geeks. And a one, and a two, and a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, I got a different guy. What if we just play so quietly
Play so
that
quietly,
no one can
no
hear
one
us?
can hear us. Maybe we'd be
Wouldn't-
playing so bad if someone didn't have big meaty claws. What did you
Okay,
say,
punk?
punk?
Big, meaty
meaty
claws. But yeah, those are my two choices because I had to pick one over the other, and I like following more because
Cool.
there was no backward driving car sequence or an hour explanation of how everything works. Oh, and it was also only like an hour 15 minutes long, so that was also a plus.
Yeah, that will help. Because again, Tenet's like 2.5 hours.
So I know we got let's see, did we get asked any other questions while I wasn't looking? Nope. Do you got any questions from friends?
No.
Yeah, I don't either. So I guess that means we gotta move on to our recommendations. But you intro it because technically you're supposed to be the leading man guy.
Oh yeah.
I just kind of stole it
No.
from you for like brute
You did
force.
kind of steal it from me. You just like pushed me over, and you're like, nope, I'm taking over now.
Yep.
All right, now I'm gonna take it over back.
Okay.
So,
Damn, you got
yeah.
me.
So yeah, now we're on to recommendations, and obviously since I did the retro pick this time around, gotta pass the baton over back to Ninjedi. So what is your retro pick for this go around for next episode?
All right. Well, I kept changing my recommendation multiple times because I was like, I want to do this. Oh, wait, no, I want to do this now. Actually, I think I want to do this. I'm gonna change it. And eventually, this morning, I finally came to a conclusion for this one. It's
Okay.
technically it's a movie that's in a series, and I really like the
Okay.
second one. And I kind of want to
Okay.
watch the original one because I own that one as well. So,
Ooh,
why
extra
not?
credit?
Yeah, see
Okay.
how the first one holds up compared to the second one that I love. And we're going to do 1983's Death Stalker.
Death Stalker.
Yeah, one word, Death Stalker.
Oh, it's one. I did two words. That's why it wasn't showing up. Because you got to be very specific on Letterboxd
Yeah,
with how you spell stuff.
mhm.
All right, on to the modern pick. You might hate me for this, honestly.
I don't know how I can hate you any more than I already do, Cole.
My pick is gonna be horror, but
Okay.
I have a reason for this. It's because there's a movie obviously coming out that
Oh, I think
later
I
in
do. I think I
September.
know. I know
Yep,
what you're gonna do, aren't you?
yep.
You're gonna do
We're
Paw
fucking
Patrol.
we're doing Paw Patrol, baby. No, actually not. But no, we're fucking doing it because this is not even just like to watch it. This is just I wanted an episode just to talk about how wrong this movie is, and I need to also talk to first viewing me of this movie on why I thought I enjoyed it. So we're doing Spiral from the Book of Saw
Nice.
from Darren Lynn Bousman and starring Chris Rock. His great idea for a Saw movie, and now is like one of my most hated movies ever.
Hold on, I'm trying to find Spiral. There it is. For some reason, it's not like the top thing on Letterboxd. It's really just another
It's
movie
some
called
other
Spiral.
thing called Spiral. Something to get like Saw Spiral to get it on top, but that's like it.
Damn, you gave it a 3 when you first watched it.
I
Oh
know.
my
I'll,
god,
I'll
what is?
explain. I'll explain in the episode, but
I mean, I gave it a 2 though, probably for that scream he does.
oh, the scream in the car.
Yeah,
Oh, we can't talk about it now. We gotta.
we gotta save it for the discussion.
Yeah, I also have another reason why I recommended it too. It's because Timmy is going to be said he's going to be watching all the Saw movies, and I made this an excuse for him to watch Spiral with me.
Oh, do you think we can like strong arm him into like being a
So
guest
yeah.
on the episode, on next
So if you don't
episode?
want to be spoiled for Death Stalker or Spiral from the Book of Saw, watch them before the next episode. And also leave us questions, please. We're desperate.
Yeah, we're a bunch of ooh sad boys, please.
Yeah, we need questions for answering later onto podcasts so we don't have like one
Yeah, or 2. Well, usually 2, but
or
occasionally
two.
1. You have to, please.
I might honestly ask my siblings see if they got any other ones specifically
All right.
also.
But yeah, you all have a good day and have a happy Morbius.
Happy Mama
Yeah,
Washington.
happy Eleanor, happy Mama Ocean. No
Happy
happy
Fred
Bigfoot.
Foot.
Fuck Bigfoot. He doesn't
His
deserve
name's
a
Fred
happy.
Foot.
Yeah, fuck Fred Foot. No happy Fred
Yeah,
Foot.
fuck
He
Fred
doesn't
Foot.
get
F
that.
cubed.
Bye bye, everybody. Bye.
Peace.